Let me share an idea that can completely change the way you see attraction. Most people are taught to look for desire in touch, words, or how quickly someone moves closer. But what if a man's deepest desire is revealed most clearly in the moments when he chooses not to rush? The strongest signs are often the quiet ones that people overlook, while the obvious signals can mean far less. Almost anyone can flirt, say the right words, or create quick chemistry. Far fewer can be patient, remain present, and resist forcing a connection before the time is right. That difference separates impulse from genuine intention. One rushes for immediate satisfaction, while the other values something lasting. Mistaking intensity for importance often leads to confusion and disappointment. If you want the full truth about how men show intense desire without touching you, hit like so more women can see this. This is not about games or manipulation, but about understanding the deeper psychology of real attraction. Genuine desire is steady, purposeful, and quietly powerful. Instead of overwhelming you, it makes you feel safe, seen, and genuinely chosen. If you've ever wondered why some men are exciting but unreliable, while others feel calm yet deeply attractive, there is a reason. Stay with me, because by the end, you'll stop chasing empty signals and recognize genuine, lasting desire the moment it appears. Real desire is often misunderstood, because many people believe wanting someone means acting immediately. They assume attraction should always rush forward, close the distance, and demand quick action. But genuine desire works differently. It is patient, steady, and guided by purpose rather than impulse. When a man feels something meaningful, he becomes more composed instead of losing control. Because real strength does not need to hurry. Anything driven by impulse reacts instantly, while true confidence knows how to wait. Holding back is not the absence of desire, but the ability to manage it with wisdom. When a man recognizes the value of a connection, he naturally slows down, treating it with care instead of rushing and risking what could become meaningful. He moves thoughtfully because he respects what is growing between you. Comment restrict if you've ever felt a man's desire through his calm presence instead of rushed moves. That is why the strongest attraction often appears in quiet moments. He does not fidget, fill every silence with words, or perform for attention. Instead, he stays present, listens carefully, and chooses his actions with intention. While weak attraction is loud, impatient, and desperate for reassurance, genuine desire is calm, attentive, and focused on building something that lasts. A man who can hold himself back reveals not a lack of feeling, but real emotional strength and self-control. A man with genuine desire does not need to cross boundaries or rush the connection to feel confident. He remains steady even when his feelings are strong, showing emotional maturity and real self-control. True strength is not acting on every impulse, but knowing when to wait with purpose, care, and respect for both himself and the other person. That is why restraint often deepens attraction instead of weakening it. When desire is guided with intention, it becomes stronger rather than fading away. You notice it in steady eye contact, thoughtful timing, comfortable silence, and the meaning carried between words. It does not need constant expression because its consistency speaks for itself. That quiet confidence often communicates more than dramatic gestures ever could. Many people mistake patience for a lack of interest, assuming that slow action means weak feelings. Yet the opposite is often true. A man who truly cares may choose not to rush because he values the connection too much to handle it carelessly. By protecting what is growing before it even has a name, he shows that his desire is rooted in respect, intention, and the hope of building something lasting. There exists an even deeper process taking place inside him at the same time. When a man holds himself back, he does more than simply manage his wanting. He spends time weighing the real meaning behind it. He wonders inside himself whether this feels like something worth creating together, or just something to enjoy quickly and move on from. Holding back sends the signal that the question carries real weight for him. It shows that what he senses comes with lasting results attached. This helps explain why men who feel deep wanting often seem more peaceful, slower in their pace, and more thoughtful when they are near the person who matters most to them. Their inner system stays balanced instead of jumping into high alert. And that balanced state feels good to be around because it offers safety without ever seeming boring. It feels firm, rooted, and completely present in the moment. Type yes if you want me to reveal the hidden signs of real desire that most women completely miss. There is a big difference between a man who rushes and one who knows how to wait. Rushing creates pressure, worry, and confusion, while patience allows attraction to grow naturally. A man who cannot hold himself back is often showing a lack of self-control rather than deep desire. That intensity may seem exciting at first, but if he cannot manage himself with you, he is unlikely to do so when you are apart, making lasting trust difficult to build. Real desire does not try to claim you too quickly or skip the natural stages of connection. It values trust enough to let it grow over time instead of forcing closeness. Because of that, you feel calm rather than pressured, seen instead of overwhelmed, and wanted without losing yourself. Those feelings come from someone consistently choosing patience and emotional control over impulsive actions. Many people mistake restraint for disinterest because they expect strong feelings to show up as fast action. In reality, genuine desire is revealed through steady attention, consistent choices, and the ability to remain present without forcing an outcome. A man who can carry his feelings without rushing quietly communicates confidence and emotional maturity. So instead of asking how quickly he moves closer, notice how thoughtfully he waits, because real attraction often reveals its greatest strength through patience rather than speed. And here stands the important lesson you can carry with you always. Anyone at all can follow through on wanting when the moment feels right. Only a person who truly honors that wanting understands the right times to pause and wait with care. Now let us move on to the idea of being fully present, because this area makes wanting clear and real without any need for loud displays. In our busy world where focus splits in many directions and people stay only halfway listening while thinking about other things, being fully present has grown into one of the most special signs of true value. And when a man feels strong wanting toward you, his way of being there shifts in a manner you notice first with feelings before you can put exact words to it. Complete presence goes far beyond simple good behavior or nice manners. It reaches deeper than basic social rules or practiced skills. It shows real investment from the mind and heart together. When a man gives you his full attention, he quietly shows that you matter more than the distractions around him. His focus is intentional, not accidental. Instead of looking around, checking his phone, or thinking about what to say next, he stays fully present with you. Real desire sharpens attention, replacing scattered energy with calm, genuine presence. Since attention reflects what we value most, that steady focus speaks louder than words. A man who consistently listens with patience reveals his priorities through his actions. His presence creates conversations that feel relaxed, natural, and free from pressure. Comfortable silence replaces the need to constantly impress, and you feel truly heard rather than simply entertained. That feeling of being understood builds emotional closeness because it shows your thoughts and feelings genuinely matter to him. Being deeply listened to naturally creates trust and emotional safety. As your mind relaxes, you become more comfortable sharing your authentic self without feeling judged or rushed. That level of openness rarely develops from casual attraction. It grows through consistent care and meaningful attention over time. Share this video so other women stop chasing weak signals and start recognizing true, intense attraction. Shallow interest stays focused on the surface, but genuine desire seeks to understand what lies beneath. True presence is not silence, but active, thoughtful attention. A man with real interest remembers the little things you share, asks sincere questions, and wants to understand how you think and what has shaped your life. The more he understands you, the more meaningful the connection becomes, giving real attraction a strong foundation to grow. That is why genuine presence feels different from charm or rehearsed conversation. Charm may impress for a moment, but presence makes you feel truly seen. Instead of trying to impress or control the interaction, he listens, observes, and gives you the space to reveal your authentic self. His curiosity comes from respect, not strategy, allowing the connection to develop naturally instead of forcing it into his expectations. Being fully present also means creating space for both people, not dominating the conversation or pushing it in a certain direction. By allowing the relationship to unfold naturally, he builds trust through consistent attention rather than emotional intensity. Over time, that steady presence helps you feel safe, understood, and free from questioning hidden motives. Long before promises are spoken, genuine commitment is often revealed through the simple choice to keep showing up with consistent care and attention. True presence requires something valuable: attention. Since no one has unlimited focus, a man who consistently gives you his full attention is making a clear choice about what matters to him. That kind of presence is not accidental. It reflects genuine priority through actions rather than promises. Most importantly, it never feels needy or demanding. Instead, it feels calm, steady, and safe because it comes from inner confidence, not a need for validation. When attention is driven by the desire for approval, it feels heavy and pressured. But when it comes from sincere interest, it feels natural and effortless. That is why consistent presence is one of the clearest signs of genuine desire. Anyone can appear interested for a moment, but very few can maintain focused attention over time without truly caring. Eventually, false interest fades, while real desire remains steady. Your body often recognizes this kind of presence before your mind does. You feel calmer, more relaxed, and less anxious about where you stand because clarity comes through consistent actions instead of empty words. In a world full of distractions, choosing to be fully present is a powerful expression of care. It quietly says, "I choose this moment with you." And repeating that choice over time speaks louder than promises ever could. If this shifted how you see desire, comment stillness below. Never overlook the man who listens more than he speaks, remembers the little details, and stays fully present when others lose focus. Quiet, consistent attention is not a sign of weak attraction, but of desire refined into genuine focus. Instead of chasing people who create intense excitement that quickly fades, notice those who consistently show up with calm presence. The deepest desire rarely demands attention. It reveals itself through steady, thoughtful actions. A man with genuine desire does not spend his energy constantly seeking reassurance or asking for proof that you feel the same. Rather than chasing approval, he becomes sincerely curious about who you are. His attention shifts from easing his own insecurities to building a real connection, allowing the relationship to grow on a foundation of understanding instead of emotional dependence. Desire that relies on constant validation is fragile because it depends on outside approval to survive. It is driven by questions like whether he is good enough or whether you still want him, keeping the focus on his own fears instead of on you. Genuine desire is different. It is emotionally secure, steady under pressure, and motivated by a sincere wish to know and understand the person in front of him. When a man feels genuine desire, his attention shifts away from his own insecurities and toward understanding you. Instead of worrying about how he appears, he becomes curious about who you really are. He asks questions because he truly wants to know your thoughts, not to impress or control the outcome. This is the difference between seeking approval and seeking connection. One creates anxiety, while the other brings calm and genuine interest. A man chasing approval keeps bringing the conversation back to himself, his achievements, opinions, and worth. Even his compliments can feel like exchanges expecting something in return. A man with deep desire stays engaged with you instead. He remembers the little things you share and naturally brings them up later because they matter to him. Those small memories reveal real care, showing that your world has stayed with him instead of being forgotten. His respect for your boundaries also speaks volumes. He does not see your limits as obstacles, but as important parts of who you are. Instead of pushing forward, he adjusts with patience and understanding, proving that respect strengthens desire rather than weakens it. Real love begins by allowing another person to remain fully themselves, not by trying to reshape them. Giving you that freedom, even without certainty of being chosen, reflects genuine confidence and inner courage. Wanting someone without promises takes real inner strength. It means accepting uncertainty instead of trying to control the outcome. A man with deep desire often appears calm because he does not force results or bargain with the present moment. He stays open despite the risk of getting hurt, and that willingness reflects confidence rather than weakness. His focus is not on quick approval, but on whether the connection can grow into something lasting. That long-term mindset naturally changes his actions. He slows the pace, allows conversations to deepen, and values the relationship over immediate results. He may hold back certain words, wait before taking the next step, or choose honesty over convenience because he respects the connection more than the thrill of pursuit. Nothing feels forced, manipulative, or scripted. Instead, you feel accepted as you truly are, making it safe to lower your guard. There is also a quiet peace in being with a man who does not depend on you to validate his worth. You are free to be yourself instead of constantly protecting his confidence. And that freedom allows the relationship to grow naturally. Real desire thrives through mutual choice, not emotional pressure or fear of losing approval. So instead of measuring how often he seeks reassurance, pay attention to how sincerely he tries to understand who you really are. Pay attention to whether he listens in order to learn new things or only to prepare his next reply. Notice whether he honors your personal limits, even in moments when pushing might feel simpler. Notice whether he accepts not knowing for sure instead of trying to create false certainty through pressure. Because wanting that carries real depth, does not hold on tightly. It refuses to demand constant proofs. It avoids rushing to lock things down early. It stands calm and steady while showing through everyday actions rather than spoken claims, I want to truly know you, not simply feel wanted by you. And that remains the kind of wanting worth giving your own response to, because anyone can feel a quick craving for approval. Yet only someone steady enough to search for real connection holds the ability to create something meaningful and lasting together. Like, comment which sign of intense desire hit you hardest, and subscribe to learn how to recognize when a man truly wants you.